What do you think Dave Portnoy would rate your pizza? Asks Bro Wild. Thank you for a $2 super chat. I know Dave Portnoy likes a crunchy crust and a thin crust. My pizza does skew towards the tavern style pizza that Dave Portnoy likes. But the crust is not super crunchy like he likes. In part because I'm cooking in a home pizza oven and it's very difficult to get enough bottom heat to have a crunchy crust without burning the top. So I don't 100% understand Dave Portnoy's rating scale. I feel like on a good day, I might get a high 6. And I know a high 6 isn't that good, but Dave Portnoy has high standards for pizza. Like on a good day, I feel like I could pull a 6. I think it would be unrealistic. I'd like to imagine that I could pull a 7, like a low 7. There's no world in which I could pull an 8 or a 9 from Dave Portnoy. Realistically, I probably couldn't pull a 7. So, but I feel like on a good day, I could pull a 6.
You just have to like really believe in your product and then be a super nice guy and then you get free points.
I need the story. I need to tell him a story about my family or something. I went to look for any pictures I have of pizza and I immediately Google showed me this, and this is way more important than a picture of pizza, if it'll ever frickin' load. So this is a groundhog eating Chick-fil-A by the side of the road. Anyway, that's my, hang on. Let me find pizza. Sure, this is a pizza I made. I made this pizza. That's respectable. I don't think it's as crunchy. I think it's the number one place I'd get dinged. I don't have the sag. My pizza will definitely hold up to the sag. I'm not sure it has the crunch that Dave Portnoy likes, but it's definitely thin and tends toward tavern style. I think I could probably pull a 6. I think it's a little too cheesy for him. He seems to like a little bit more of a 50-50 cheese sauce balance, whereas mine, I like to have a solid layer of cheese on top of my See, I think it's topped a little too heavy for him. I think it's topped a little too heavy and it's a little too saucy, but that's just, my personal preference. Meanwhile, this is my first night in Italy. Fabio and Maria took me to get some Neapolitan style pizza. So, as long as we're looking at pictures. Bro Wild says, why are you such a pizza connoisseur? Thank you, $2. Thank you for $2, Bro Wild. I used to work in a pizza shop. I worked at Papa John's in college many, many years ago. And I enjoyed making pizza. I enjoy eating pizza. I got into bread baking in my late 20s, early 30s-ish time frame. I started baking bread. I really enjoyed baking bread. So I started making pizza crusts. And I don't know, I've just always liked making pizza. Mostly just because I enjoy eating pizza. I'll start with this one from Bubby Blunty. Well, you got them queued, but if you want to pin any of the top ones, I'll get to them. Bubby FPV, thank you for a $10 super chat. Favorite burger place? Cool Cat says Five Guys, but they ain't season their burgers. So I assume Five Guys. I would also say Five Guys. I don't know what you mean by they don't season their burgers. Their burgers are amazing. That's my opinion. I'm not a guy who shies away from seasoning. I always order their burger with jalapenos and hot sauce. They have hot sauce as an optional topping. And I find it to be really, really flavorful. You can order it with barbecue sauce if you prefer. I don't find them to be under-seasoned, and I think it's a really, really well-constructed burger. You get it. There's a fine line between a burger kind of being overstuffed and too big to eat, and a burger kind of being it's really well put together. It's kind of mushed together, but not falling apart, but not mushy. It's a good burger. I think it's one of the best. Unfortunately, they've gotten way too frickin' expensive these days. Just because they were already on the edge of too expensive, and now but it's a really solid burger. I would say of fast food burgers, I think, of the major sort of fast food places, Wendy's is probably like my favorite burger. I think they have a really nice burger. We don't have In-N-Outs here, but I have had an In-N-Out, and all of y'all who are big fans of In-N-Outs, I don't know what the frick you're talking about. I honestly don't know. It's not bad. In-N-Out's not bad, but like there's literally nothing like special or extraordinary about it. It's just like I'm eating a burger and oh my God, you put Thousand Island dressing on it. Big deal. So yeah. Five Guys. The only downside of Five Guys is it's a little too expensive, but it's a great burger. Okay. Oh, we got one more from Bro Wild. Opinion on the movie Prestige. Is that the? Oh, that's that one. Yeah. I will not scroll down on this because if you haven't seen this movie, it would be a crime for me to reveal anything about this movie to you. This is one of those movies where it's really best to go in cold and enjoy it. I love this movie. Love it. Absolutely love it. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Stars Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. Such a good movie. And unfortunately, I can't really say a lot more about it. But it's the kind of movie that you watch once and you go, oh, that was pretty good. And then you should watch it again, maybe not immediately, having seen it, having now seen the whole movie, you can go back and see just how much they were crafting the movie from the beginning, knowing what you know after watching the whole thing. It's an amazing movie. Big fan of it.
That sounds like you would describe Usual Suspects. Is it like that? Right? Where
yes.
you like watch it once and then you're like, oh, now I can go back and see what was happening, right?
Yes, although there's a part of me that I think it's because Usual Suspects is so known for the trope of the last minute twist that it feels a little bit tropey. And it's one of those things where it's become such a trope because of how good it is that you almost forget how good it is. And so I almost feel like a little offended that you're comparing The Prestige to Usual Suspects, because I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I see how you get that comparison, but The Prestige is so much better. But I'm probably underestimating how good Usual Suspects is/was because it's such a standard in that sense. Is there a different movie named Prestige? The Prestige.
I mean, there's a 1932 pre-code drama film called Prestige.
Now, there's another movie, though, that I always get Prestige confused with, and it's the one with Edward Norton. What's the movie about magicians with Edward Norton?
Now you see me? Now you...
No. The Illusionist. And Paul Giamatti. Jesus Christ, Paul Giamatti's aged. Okay, Paul Giamatti, what's happened to you, buddy? Oh, there you go. That's Paul Giamatti. Good old. This is a terrible picture of Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti should be suing someone for that picture. That's not okay. The Illusionist. I always get Prestige and The Illusionist confused. Like in my head, I don't even know if they're like similar at all. Anyway, no, this is The Prestige though. Okay.